Hello friends, in this video I will show you a very simple phone call demo app. With this you can place a phone number in your app and you can call. So for this I have created here one new file, new project, and I call it as phone call demo 2. And I don't have any code right now, so let's first go to activity main XML file. What I will do here is that I will bring here one edit text and one button, and in this edit text anyone can place a phone number, and with the button he can call. So let's get started. Drag one plain text here and put the constraints. I'm using here this constraint layout. You can use any other, but since I am making a very small video, so I prefer to use this constraint layout because it is very easy. Let's make it match parent and place the button here. You can place it anywhere. So here we have the button, and you can see one error is there. This is not error, warning. Button we have used hard coded text, so we don't have to use hard coded text. So we have to use string resource instead of hard coded. You can see this button is written here, the text is button, which is here. So we cannot use this text. We use, then it shows warning. So let's first change the text to place call. Okay, so the text is sensed. Now we have to add the string resource for that, and here we have this. So let's place the string resource, and then you can see one warning is gone. Then we have 4 warnings, and one warning is from this name, from this text. We have to remove this, and you can see one more warning has gone. Then we have 3 warnings here. Now we can remove this warning by putting a hint here. So let's put one hint, and I want to call it as hint. You can write it here also. If we write, then you can see it will be like this: enter phone number, and you can see it is like a hint. And if you do not give the value, then also it will work. We can remove the value here. You can see we have the key hint, but we can remove this, then also it will work. Now you can see one, sorry for that, I have to do one more thing here, hint. So let's create the resource again, and here you can see we have created the hint without the text. And now we have more 2 warnings. The first one is due to, yes, layout margin start 8 dp, it is showing like that. So let's do that here. Instead of left, we have to add it to start. That is why it is showing the warning. So then again we have 3 warnings. So let's remove all warnings now. This warning is due to this. We have 8 here, but we have 0 here. So let's make it 8. And you can see we have consider replacing Android margin left with Android margin start in the place call here. We have to make it 8. And we have no warning now. Let's put an ID for this, and I want to call it as main phone ID, and for the button let's put one ID again, main button. Alright, and it shows again one warning, input type it requires. So we can give it input type also. If you put any input type, let's say, then you will be able to only enter the phone number and not text in this field. And now let's go to the activity. First I will create the reference variable for the text, for the edit text, and edit text phone number field, let's say. And for the button also we have to create the same button, let's say place call, and then import the statement here. Then we have to find view by ID. We have to get the reference, get the object here. So let's find view by ID, r.id.main phone ID. Alright, and then we have to cast it. For the place call button also we have to find it by ID. So let's do it here, main button. Then we have to cast it, and then I want to put set on click listener for this. So not set text, set on click listener, then new on click listener. Here we have to take the help of intent class. So let's create one reference variable for intent, and I want to call it as intent. Then new intent, and here I have to pass one static variable of intent class, and this intent dial, or you can put it in action call also. And then you can see this is a static variable of intent class, public static final string action call. Instead of this you can put this string also. And then we have to place the number here. So for that, intent dot set data. This is a method for setting the data here, and here I have to pass URI dot parse. Parse is a method of URI class, URI.java class. and here I have to pass the string, the phone number as string. So along with this phone number, I have to write one string here, tail, and then phone number. And we have to get the phone number, this phone number from our edit text. So for that, I have to create one string and let's call it PS number. And then I have to get the phone number from the phone number field here, from this field. So let's get it here. String this phone number. The phone number will contain in this string, and then phone number field dot get text dot to string. This will return the phone number to this string, and let's send it to PS number. And now we have this phone number here, and then we have to start the activity. Start activity, and here I have to pass the intent. And then we have to call one more method. It is finished. And if you call this method, then you will not be able to return back to your own activity. When this activity will be created, this code will be executed, then the phone call activity, the default phone app will be executed, and your app will be finished. Your app activity will be finished by this finish method. And you can see one error is there because we have to add permission for this. So add check permission, click here, alt enter, then add permission check, and you can see we have this code here. And let's delete this, and here instead of this we have to pass main activity context, main activity dot this. This is the context. You can see the check self permission requires context, then string permission, and here we are passing this permission manifest permission call phone, and permission is a here is a final class of manifest.class, and phone call phone is a static final static string of this phone of this permission class. So we are writing here manifest dot permission dot call phone, and here we are asking for permission. We are checking for permission. Activity compat dot check self permission main activity dot this comma main manifest dot permission dot call phone number not equal to package manager dot permission granted. If we don't have permission, then this code will be executed. Not equal to package manager dot permission granted. So this code will be executed, and here we have to ask for permission. If there is no permission by the user, then this code will be executed. So we have to request for permission in this block. So for that we have a method of activity compat dot request permission. Here we have to request for the permission, and here we have to pass the context main activity dot this, then the permission, and we have to pass the permission as an array of string. Here you can see it takes activity reference variable, then an array of permission, and then request code. So now we have to pass here the permission as a array of string. For that, we can write here new string, then bracket in the curly brackets we have to write the permission. Manifest dot permission dot call phone. This is the permission required for our app to call a phone, to make a call. And then we have to pass one request code, and we can create the request code here. And let's say request underscore, and we have to create this variable. And you can see it is here, and here we have made it static final, and we have to make it integer. So we have this request code equal to 1. This request code will help us to verify our result, whether we have the correct permission or not. And let's remove this return statement from here because we don't need this. The request, the output of this request, that is the result of this request permission, will be given in a new method on request permission result. So let's override it here on request permission result. You can see this is the method, and the result of our request will be passed here. So first we have to check whether our request code is same or not. You can see we have this request code, and we have to compare this request code provided by the system with this request code. If these two match, then we can proceed. So first let's check it. Request code equal our request code. If this is true, then we have to take one more thing, one more condition, and that is this thing. Let's copy it here and paste it here. What we have to do, instead of not equal, we have to write equal. That means if we have permission now, you say app compat check self permission for phone call phone equal package manager. If we have this permission, then what we have to do, we have to copy this code here. So let's first remove this code from there to here, and what we have to do, we have to copy this whole code and paste it. I'm going to again explain what is going here, and before going to that, let's correct it. Number, the spelling was wrong, so let's correct it. And now you can see our code is ready, I think. But before going to run the app, I want to explain it again. First, what we are doing, we have this button, place call. This button here, we are setting on click listener. Then from the phone number field, I am getting that get text. I am getting the phone number to string, and we are storing it to this string, and we have to make this string global because we are using this string here also and here also. This is one new method, and this is the onGrade method here. This is on get method. So we are using this phone number in two methods, so we have to make it global. And then when the user clicks on this button, then we have this phone number here. Then we are checking for permission. If we have if we don't have permission, then we ask for permission, FE. And if we have permission already, then we have to make it one else statement here, make a else statement here. So we have done it now. And then if for the first time it will ask for permission only, and if you give the permission, then it will not ask permission for your device. So if we don't have permission for the first time, then request permission will be, then this code will be executed and request permission will be executed. This method will give the will request for permission, and the result of permission will be passed into here. And here I have to first check the request code that we have set there, and then I have to check whether we have the phone call permission or not. Before going to run the app, we have to check for two permission in the manifest file, and here we have these two permission. One permission is already added, and we have to add this permission, read phone state. And now let's run the app. We have to do one more thing. In this string we have to add semicolon here, till then colon, and here also we have to add, and then let's run it. I am using here one actual device because I want to place a phone call, and let's see, let's call to 123, and you can see we have two application to call, and here I am using the phone application. Let's take SIM1, and you can see the call is going, and we have successfully created the app. One thing you can do, instead of action call, you can write here action dial. If you put that, then you will then there will be a option to edit the phone number. If you want to use your actual device, then you have to enable the USB debugging option here. So let's do it first. You have to go to about phone, then here you have to click 7 times in this build number. Since I have already done that, so it is showing this toast. Then you have to go to the developer option here, and you have to enable this USB debugging option, which I have already done. And to get your screen of your mobile in the PC or in the Mac, you can use this application Visor. Thank you for watching the video.